Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Creative Warrior online programs powered by Vidyadan. We are doing it in association with the ICSI and we are celebrating 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Today, as for past 1 week, we were doing a series on ODIA sessions, ODIA filmmakers, and today we have one of the very eminent and distinguished guest from Odisha film industry, actor, producer, chairman of DONGYUE Entertainment, Mr. N.G. Reddy ji. He is going to give us a workshop or he's going to tell us the details of how to survive, or I would say survival mode for regional filmmakers and artists, especially after, I believe, this COVID period. Everybody needs these tips on survival. So before I introduce sir to you, I'd like to welcome him with a big namaskar and welcome, sir.
Yeah.
So I'd like to
Thank you,
mention,
Poojaji.
how are you, sir? How are you
Yeah,
doing?
fine. We can carry on.
Yes, sir. So let
Okay.
me quickly introduce him to you all. I am sure you know him a lot more than I do because I'm going to learn from him today. But you all have seen him in movies. He's been an actor in Hollywood industry. He acted in feature films, telefilms, award films, and many more. He's been a director with DONGYUE Brick Engineering Private Limited. Along with that, DONGYUE Entertainment Production House is also owned by Reddy sir. SAATHI TV music channel. Music is like soul. And even I've heard in Odisha, everybody loves music, and he's a director he's the owner with the Sathi music channel, and a lot more awards he has won. He won the Best Producer Award in ODIA Film Fair 2019, Production House Movie Champion. He won two state level awards in Odisha State Film Awards in 2018. And rest we'll learn from him as we get to meet him and talk to him. So, how was your experience have been during, we are talking about survival. So, how did your music house and your production house survived in this COVID time?
Yeah. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. Uh, so basically, let me tell you, uh, I am music and art and acting. That's my passion, not my profession as such. I am having other industry groups, as you have read out, which really gives me bread and butter. So this movie thing comes something like to fulfill the passion and parallelly to fulfill the dreams of so many youngsters and people who want to make something, who have a zeal, who want to prove themselves. So basically, survival mode. I will not speak about myself because survival modes really comes for those people who have taken this as their prime profession, and I am a witness to it. Basically, what happens in recent days, more than the COVID, of course, it did play spoil spot. Movie halls were down, the shooting was down, especially in 2019 and early parts of 20. But it is a all India scenario. But then what happened is the real things. We have seen other industries bouncing back. We have seen Telugu industry bounce back with a big bang. We have seen Tamil industry is bouncing back. Of course, Hollywood is trying it. Bollywood is trying its best after a few superstar flops. It is having good content-based things, which is taking good space. To name Kashmir Files, and of course this Gangubai Kathiawadi. So these are few things which were made content-based, not the superstar disum based, but they are doing fine. The real threat comes for the regional films is that their space is being encroached. Let me tell you what does that exactly mean. You talk about the regional industries. Bengali industry was making award-winning movies year after year, and it has been a very good trend for Bengali industries to give really very good content-based movies to the all India level. That is not coming since last 4 5 years. Such a rich culture and heritage movies, they don't no more produce. Oriya industry has suffered. Unfortunately, I'm a part of it. We also have similar stories in most of the eastern Indias, and also contents which were really coming in Punjabi and Gujarati, they are not coming. The real reason to blame is not COVID. COVID is partly to blame because, after COVID, many movie halls which were supposed to be open could not be opened. They couldn't take the blow. Those who were just operating at a borderline. But the real thing what has impacted is the cultural invention. Let me tell you, if we are talking about a movie alone, an average family, for example, an average Oriya family, the youth may go to 1 or 2 movies in a month. Maybe Telugu and Tamil people go more often. Maybe they go in each weekend, maybe 4 times a week. That will never change. So if a Oriya youth goes once in a week or something, they will really choose a content-based movie or movie they like. Recently, what has happened? I haven't seen it in last 2 3 years. This happened after Bahubali. The the South Indian movies, they are taking the space here with very great content, great showbiz, great marketing skills. They are getting everything perfect. It's an unfortunate scenario that there is a language similarity of Oriya, Bengali, Assamese, or even Punjabi or many North Indian languages, except Bhojpuri. Bhojpuri is still keep doing well. I am in touch with so many people, so they love their language. So whatever content you throw with them, many different spaces, they will see that and they will see their own movies. So that's something little different. But even I have been in touch with Bhutanese industries and also the Nepalese industry. They have also suffered very badly because of the rich Hindi content available. Now, adding to that rich Hindi content, you have South Indian stories which come with a completely different flavor, a very strong subject, and the way it is being projected and narrated, with all superior technicalities, it is being presented. And you see records after records being broken. When we thought Puspa is the ultimate, then you see RRR, which is coming. Of course, the maker is not an ordinary man. He comes back after Bahubali 1 and 2 experience. Then he makes this. And it is now breaking all the earlier records. And very soon, I don't think that it is impossible for us to see a 1,000 crores rupees club. So that's not there. So what I mean to say is that it's not the overall industry which is coming down. The challenges are being faced by the regional industries. The real challenge is that to find a space for them in this big space. It's like when multinationals have come with big malls, how the individual shopkeepers keep them afloat. This solution we'll discuss later. Now, this is an interesting story. I'm also involved with the Telugu industry, not in a very big way. I'm just getting my foothold into it. Before Bahubali, Telugu were not really doing well in national level. No Telugu movies were really making losses. Most of them were making their profits. Telugu people love to see their movies, worship the stardom. But it's always the Tamil movies which used to come to limelight. It's the Rajinikanth stars and everything. So things were fine. But the trend changed. See, why Tamil industry was so popular, apart from the Hindi industry, they really could create the infrastructure. If you see till way back in 2010, anything which has to be happen, the technicality. So most of the Bengali and Oriya industry were dependent more on Chennai than on Mumbai for sound technicians or for color correction or even for most of the post productions. They were dependent on Chennai industry. Even when you see as back as in year 2000, most of the Telugu actors, directors, producers, they had almost like everyone had guest houses in Chennai because they had so much of work there. Starting in N.T. Ramarao, Nageswara, they had their permanent homes out there. And many of them, including Jayalalitha, basically they went from Telugu industry, Jayalalitha ji rather. They made their home, permanent home. So this development of Tamil as a movie industry came because of their infrastructure. Slowly, the local entrepreneurs, they put up different studios. They started producing and processing the outside stories, even in spite of the language barrier. They had the best of the equipments, and they created a hub which could give the post production at a faster rate, at a better quality than the Mumbai industry. So they were like in for that time. Then we saw Ramoji Film City coming up with big facilities. It's like a one window which gives all the solutions. And with each passing year, Ramoji film industry started growing in facilities, growing in rental facilities, growing in your visual facilities, and including what you can say tourism. They have in-house hotels. So suppose I want to do a movie, I need to make a schedule of 20 days. They have a ready-made package. They will give us a house which is ideally suited for shooting. Whose four entrances will have like four different houses. Inside you have different rooms and props. So you don't have to go out of that room. And there are different star hotels available inside the premises itself. So we just need to go there with our technicians and artists. All other things are available there. So this really started cultivating the skill levels of the movie maker, the artist, the technicians, and slowly it came to a level that they are able to give now the national level blockbusters, which can in fact give a tough challenge to even the Hindi industry, which used to be the limelight till now. So now, in this all these race, regional industries, they are getting sandwiched. Now they are really competing with something which is superior in content. The real strength of South Indian industry is that their language. Fortunately for these things, during the tough period, there was a period where TV gave a very big challenge to the movie industry. During that tough phase, also they survived. Why they survived? However beautiful Hindi content you make, there are always 60-70% of South Indian people who don't understand that language or who don't like that language. They may be able to communicate well. Maybe Hyderabad, Bangalore speaks good Hindi, but it's not that they love that language. That is how their language continued. But contrary, when you come to Assamese, Bengali, Oriya, and many East Indian industries, Hindi slowly is becoming a prime language. It is being used in day-to-day life because the languages are so similar. And now this content is available. When this content is available and people can easily see it in halls or OTT platforms or on TVs, this really becomes a big challenge to compete with them because that type of budget these regional movies do not have. So here comes how to go in survival mode. Fortunately, something which is happening recently is that the digital age has come in such a good thing for a movie maker. Of course, it is a transition phase, but I have seen many people struggling. I have seen many DOPs coming up, with the advent of digital, with the advent of good 4K cams. Nowadays, many people are also making OTT films and telefilms with Sony Alpha 7 or you can say Nikon Z6. Because 4-5 lakhs, it is affordable. And people can earlier, searching a red camera or searching a movie camera used to be a very big task. And hardly in states like Orissa, we used to find 3-4 only. Now, with the digital advent, and of course, the latest lighting systems which are coming, the latest cameras which are coming, of course, I'm not talking about the very high-end technicality now. They never compromise on quality. But at least when people are now trying to do OTT films to keep themselves afloat or doing TV films, things have come to such a level that skill levels. Earlier, the learning process was different. Earlier, the learning process was that once, suppose someone wants to be a director, there is no training except from few schools, except from few colleges. One used to be at Pune. There used to be few state level colleges. This was never considered as a real skill. But now people have short term courses available. Content is available. Learning content is available on the internet. And with digital, the beauty is that your course is changing every day. When your course is changing every day, you can keep up to date without spending huge sums of money. You can go to the manufacturer site, learn so many things. There are different lighting companies which are coming, who are holding exhibition, who are also giving free training. So with the advent of digital thing, the skill level training is there, and people who really want to be very serious on their professionalism must take this skill updation course, which is always available. And I know our team is doing a great work on this, skilling the people and making them industry ready. Now, same thing happens with the artist. When again these challenges is coming, we have again one more beauty thing. When we are doing any regional movie, we really don't have to pitch a very high budget movie, because the things are getting slightly standardized. TVs, they are also giving content, and when they are giving content, they are also telling this is the budget. They are telling we are ready to pay you 40 lakhs and you have to make a movie in 35 lakhs. So we exactly know our budget. We have to plan it backward, and we have to chunk out a movie in that or telefilm in that and give it to them. Fortunately, there is nothing like which can tank beyond limits. We can understand someone makes a movie with 10 crore and it tanked. Then the producers are really in big soup. But suppose someone is making a 35 lakhs movie, and where the TV channel guarantees to give 40 lakhs rupees, even if he goes beyond his calculation, he overspends by 10%, then hardly he loses 2-3 lakhs. So it's not that he's finished forever. He's still there. Though he has lost 2-3 lakhs there, he has learned a valuable lesson. And in his next project, he will not make that mistakes. And this is the way I have seen regional filmmakers trying to make mistakes, learn from them, go ahead and plan it properly, and make it a sustainable business. Making this business is very important, because this industry gives livelihood to so many people. So many artists are involved, so many technicians are involved, and this really is a representative of a regional cultural and heritage principle. Now, again, what we have been doing on part of Odisha is that we filmmakers have an association. We have been pitching to government, showing the example of Ramoji Film City, that a world-class infrastructure and something like a subsidizing the good movies will create a good connect. See, if we want to increase the movie making potential of our state, means the best way to do it is to link it with the tourism. Beautiful examples can be given worldwide. Bangkok is one such country. It says, come, shoot your movies, shoot your songs here, we'll give you subsidy. There are so many European countries, including Switzerland, they are doing that. Maldives are doing that. These are the countries which can effectively utilize the tourism development by giving a subsidy or some sort of incentive to the filmmakers to come here. In Orissa, also a few states have done it. I believe Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand have done it. Orissa has done a proposal as well. So the basic intention of is this, that you subsidize good movies, so that we will have better content makers come here. When better content makers come here, they will come with their required skill set, and they will not bring all the technicians from here. They will get involved in the local movie makers here. I also have few proposals from big movie makers, because they need some local coordinations. And this is the way the local industry will also develop in association with them. So that is what is the intention. Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh are already doing it. Orissa is already in the fray. So regional filmmakers are trying to keep afloat by taking advantage of the government policies. Of course, there is still a long way to go. The struggle is going on. I am hopeful that we all will be able to face it, struggle it out, and to make a good mark for the regional industries, so that the industry grows, the stakeholders grow, and people also learn something to take it to the next level.
Right, sir. With this, what comes to my mind is when
Yeah.
we are talking about having when we are talking about having work with the regional industry, as you have discussed about other industries as well, what's your take on improvements that can be done in ODIA industry?
Right. See, basically, improvement, there is no end to improvement. Even I was hearing RRR director Rajmouli ji, that he has given a blockbuster and he says, I'm not satisfied with it. He want to improve on that. Though he didn't specify any projected figures, I believe he is trying to touch that 1000. And if this movie goes well, the pace it is going, it will touch. But he is not satisfied. So it's a constant hunger for excellence. So keeping it apart, what I feel, to directly address your question rather than to give you a politically correct statement, whenever you have a cross culture thing, things will improve. For example, when we have IPL in India, you see the way we have generated great pool of good cricketers. Why it happens? It happened because cricketers from all around the world came here. The best of them, they came here. They played along with that team. They shared their experiences. They shared their game plan. And slowly, after 4 or 5 years, we saw that we have a very big pool of talented players. Now, think of the similar analogy here. A regional industry giving subsidy. For example, I will tell you what Orissa government has in its draft proposal. It says any filmmaker, any national filmmaker who comes with a 5 crore movie budget and shoots more than 50% movie here, he is likely to get 50% of things as a incentive. So he will get 2.5 crores. Similarly, there is a provision for a second filmmaker and a third filmmaker. The percentage gradually reduces. The percentages may vary a little bit, but amounts are really big. What will happen? Those state governments spends 3-4 crores here, and of course, tourism department is having one more incentive scheme. Anyone who comes here shoots the national and regional heritage places, they will get their hotel reimbursements up to 75%. That's another scheme from the tourism department. So imagine a big filmmaker comes here and he shoots a part of here, say 30 days. Naturally, he will come with his core team, but he still has to coordinate with the local people for many other things. For example, the production managers, the resource management team, the local, what you can say, the side artist coordination and all these things. So when we work alongside with them, we know the high level of standards they are really making. We know the high level of commitments they are making, and we also know the high level of details, particulars to the minute details they are making. These all things will help us the same way that foreign players help the local cricket players. And very soon, how just like we saw India on the top of the world, we'll also see all these regional movie makers at the top of the world. The project can be big or small. A filmmaker come here for a single song shoot of 5 days or a movie shoot of 30 days. The impact will be there. A longer term means more people will get involved and get trained along with side them, because there is no better way of training than training ourselves than working with them. No classroom training really can give us that level of an impact rather than having working with the team. So that way it is going to help a lot. That's why we are looking forward for this government incentive schemes that is called Film Policy of Orissa, which to be implemented so that we can go to the next level here.
Oh, that's wonderful. So Odisha is already doing a lot of things for competitions, for skill competition, and in the field of skilling people. I am sure Odisha must be planning a very good film policy as well, which will be, I'll say, director and producer friendly.
Right.
Right. So, I have seen personally also there are very, very passionate people in Odisha. Like even you have mentioned your core stream is different, but this music and film industry, it's your passion and you're following that with your production house, DONGYUE. How exactly it came to your mind? Like you had this passion or a vision since your childhood that you want to open a production house or get into this industry, or later in the stage?
The question can be how someone chooses a profession. Never we never ask anyone how do you mean so why do you want to follow your passion. So in any case, just for a lighter side, see basically if you have an artist inside you, then really you want to do something about it, and sooner or later when you feel comfortable you want to do about it. And I feel every one of us, irrespective of their status or their income levels, should follow their passion, not necessarily acting. Someone loves playing chess, they should really play chess, they should find out time and play chess. Now that gives a level of mental fulfillment, which in fact gives a overall well-being as well. So acting has been my passion right from childhood days. And as you told, when we grew up, business grew. When we wanted to act, maybe it was too late. Then no producer would take me. So I thought, why not make movie myself? That is how I am into this. And once I made movie, I saw so many younger versions of me who have a lot of dream and passion and are not getting enough chances to be in it. So I am happy that I am able to fulfill some dreams by giving them some chances to show their talent to the world.
Right. So I completely agree to your question that why we don't ask why you don't follow your passion, because ultimately when you are following your passion, you're doing something which will always make you feel good.
Right.
So I really wish everyone should at least once in their lifetime or whenever they get time or once in a day, they should do what they love and they should do what exactly make them, feel good and keeps the child and the passion within themselves alive. So I would like to take one message from your side to the aspirants of this industry in Odisha. Last time we had a session and he said the Odisha industry is going to grow to a level where Odisha artist doesn't have to go out, they will get work in the state itself. So what's your say on that?
Okay. See, generally, I don't believe in this particular concept. Uh, an artist should have no bounds. If Orissa person outside Orissa for work, that's not the question. The question should be there should be more of Oriya content. But if we are finding out today, I was finding There is one actress Apsara who did a great movie with Ram Gopal Varmaji. There is nothing wrong. If an artist really has talent to go outside and compete with the people which is full of more talent and more passion, it is actually a welcome story for Orissa. But what we should be more concerned is that Orissa people may go outside to live, but we should have enough content in Orissa so that we are able to keep the culture, heritage, ethics, and values of Orissa. And I would like to see that we are really linking that somewhere with the tourism development, so that our movies showcase our tourism potential and indirectly earns the tourism revenue for the state as well. That is why this link is now coming at the government level, linkage of tourism development and movie. I believe an artist should have no bound. If anyone wants to prove their worth, they need to go out. They should go out. They should work with outside technicians, artists, directors, produce. But finally, what I believe that they should come back and contribute back to the society which gave them the initial push.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. Everyone must give back to the society where they have, learned and grown up. Now, talking about the industry, talking about your idea of, welcoming people to go out and learn and then come back and contribute to the society. At the same time, what is your recommendation to the aspirants who actually want to make it a full-fledged career?
Most important thing, most of the people who are generally coming on this line, except for the top end technicians, none of them have a formal course. Okay, I understand DOPs, they take some course. Directors and script, some of the script writers, they do some course. But many of the people, especially on the art category, they really are not properly trained. Someone makes a very good reels video or TikTok video, they think that they are a great artist, because they make very good content, and there are so many followers and there are so many people who like them. They feel that they are at the top of the world, but that's not the case. Making a reels video and making a content for TV or movie is a completely different things. What is more important for the technicians and for the artist is to take short-term or long-term course to polish their skill levels. It's always a director's choice when an artist gives a one-take shot. He's very happy when things are covered in one take, and that is what he will be dreaming. And whatever director says, if an artist exactly follows, or whatever the DOP expression that DOP wants, if the artists are able to exactly follow, or if the lightman completely understands the DOP's directions and really turns out the lights and sets as per his choice within quick time without much intervention of DOP, then things are very much streamlined. Fortunately, our organization has come, means the Skill Development Council and people like MESC have come. They can give short-term and long-term courses to bridge that gap. Earlier things were different. I have seen lightman growing. Lightman comes as a spot boy, then he works 2-3 movies as a spot boy, then he graduates like a light boy, assistant light boy. He stays, he learns all the things, then 2-3 movies there. So by the time he does 10-15 movie, he comes to almost a junior light boy. But now that's not needed. Everyone has education. Everyone should know what is the lumens, what is the warmth, and how to read a photometer. So these all are the trainings. They don't have to depend anymore with the regular system and wait for so many movies to get that skill level. There are study material available on internet, and also there are people giving courses. Especially, I expect MESC to give short-term and long-term courses to bridge this skill level, so that the local artists and local technicians can bridge that gap and give their best to the likings of the directors and producers.
Right, sir. And we have 71 qualifications
I
paths,
know.
which is giving short-term and long-term training. And we have also started this as per the new education policy, as the skilling starts from class 6. So we have already giving the skill education through school, where it's a very tender age when they understand the basics and then they
Right.
grow up, they blossom like a flower.
Catch them young and watch them grow.
Yes, absolutely. And so really, I think your thoughts are really amazing, sir. It's absolutely giving the guidance to the uh, aspirants who would actually be the face of our country or the face of media industry in future. Along with these points, is there a suggestion from your end to the young producers, like what kind of content or what moral responsibilities do they have towards the state and towards the country while
Yeah,
creating a content?
very good question. But again, there can be different answers. In one side, where we can say that a content creator, an artist, should not be limited. When we say that, then the ethics things are coming. Uh, but recently things are changing. See, ethics things means you create some content which is really not suitable for the society or something. Fortunately, ministry at both state level and central level, they are thinking of some sort of a censorship for the OTT platform and the regular content creators for social websites. I think that will take care of the ethical and cultural issues. But apart from that, I feel the creativity of the artist or the producers and directors specifically should not be limited. It should be left open. Finally, the audience are the judge. If the content is really good, they will always see it, and they will see that and this in turn will give a good revenue and returns to the thing. The ethical issue, I think the regulatory bodies will take care. We cannot really guide directors and producers to do that. Hopefully, the fresh regulations which are upcoming, they will take care of this. But still, finally, the creativity should not be limited. They should be left their own to do the things within the framework that is stipulated by the government. They will be.
Wonderful. Very well said, sir. So here I am falling short of questions. I'm taking a few live questions as well. I have somebody asking, sir, is there an opportunity for youngsters of the under the age of 12 to grow in the industry?
Surely, see, when you are making a movie, in more than 30-40% of the content you need child artists. For example, we made a movie which was Champion, so where we really needed two kids, and we were very sure that we are going to take fresh kids. So and fortunately, the city where we were shooting, it's Parlakemundi, we could find out one girl and boy both under the age of 12, and we gave them opportunity. And the girl specifically, she grew up to be a great dancer, and she after this movie, she went into so many TV reality shows as a child dancer, and she is keeping on winning award, and she is on a very bright and golden path. I would like to see her really dominate this world. Because she is a minor, I am not naming her, so is not appropriate. But it really gives a pride that you have really given a starting point to someone who is really growing to a level you never expected. So what I mean to say is that there is always, when you are making a content, there will be, of course, you cannot say in all the movies there will be a child artist requirement, but to many movies there are child artist requirement, short film or long film. And similarly, in many movies you have also age group requirement. Someone actually came to we accidentally met somewhere, and she was around 58, 59 years old, and she wanted to act. She had a great passion. So we are doing one more, music video where we really tried to accommodate her a role and where she could act and she could fulfill her passion. So age is not a bar, but thing is that a particular story should have the gap for that particular category. What I will advise you is that on Insta and Facebook, try to follow different production houses, because that is the place where they really give notifications when they need any child artist. So the best way to be in touch is follow few production houses, especially in your local area, where you can get notifications if they need any child artists or so. So if you are not satisfied, there will be requirement doing, there will be requirement doing, but you will not know. And it is impossible for you to keep track of everyone by phone or by WhatsApp. So the best way is social media. And in the meantime, parallelly create a child account for your kid or someone who is under age 12. So try to monitor their activities, try to give small their actings or something, whatever they are doing, so that they keep engaged, and the world comes to know about their activities. So there are scopes, but as a parent, as a guardian, it's up to you how you inculcate that habit in them and how you connect them to the real production world. So because the content are relatively less now and the aspirants are more. So how to bridge, that is one question. The second way of doing is that, as Pujaji has already told, there is MESC course. So if someone takes this course, they have started in school levels, so they will be having a database. So when they have a database, suppose a producer like me, suddenly I want someone in Visakhapatnam, if I am shooting there, I don't have any local collaborator. I will ask them, you have any resource people, please give me. They will give me a list of 5-10 people where our production manager or our casting director will talk to them and try to find out whoever best possible thing who is available. So try to be there also in the database of MESC as a child artist. I hope I answered your question to the best of my knowledge and understanding of the subject.
Yes, sir. Indeed. So I'd like to say thank you so much. This has been a really very fruitful session. I have got I'll say immense knowledge about the South industry, because we usually talk about Bollywood, Hindi, Punjabi industry. But coming to the getting the information about Tamil, Telugu, Odisha, Bengali, and everything all together, it's a delight. So thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure having you here, and I'm really wish to have you for another session sometime whenever you have in
Okay, thank
future. We'll
you.
discuss more on the opportunities of you know the grown aspirants and about the industry.
Right.
And
Okay,
wish you
thank you
all
very
the
much.
luck for your work in Tamil Telugu industry, as well as you're trying to put
Right.
your feet over there.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, and before I end this session, I would really like to tell about tomorrow's webinar. Tomorrow we are focusing on photography. There is a thing called white balance that I am not really aware of, but we will learn about it tomorrow from Mr. Birendra Kumar Patnaik ji. He's been with us and he's a president with Photographic Association of Odisha. As we are continuing with focusing on Odisha this week. We'll learn from Mr. Patnaik tomorrow about white balance in photography, which is actually required to give up high quality pictures. I am sure Reddy sir would know more about it than me. So tomorrow I'm going to learn from Patnaik sir. Would really wish you all to join this webinar at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. Just thank you so much, Reddy sir, for your
Okay.
time
Thank you.
today. Pleasure talking to you. Big namaskar and hope to meet you soon. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.